The human system is moving into becoming a light, energetic living system. The physical body has this potential to be this profound, I mean, let's call it a living, energetic, optical, or a light system. I mean, I'm finding it difficult to find the right words because there aren't really any words that in my vocabulary that can properly describe it. But let's put it this way: the DNA system, when you vortex and you spin energies around a center point, something quite profound happens at the center, the 0 point, when you vortex energies like that. So it's no coincidence that DNA has that design, that helix design. And from my understanding is that light energetics are supposed to go up and down this, and it's like this enormous light quantum system, the DNA. And think of how many, 10 to the goodness knows what order of how many DNA strands you have in your body. It's a lot. And when they all connect and all those light fibers, imagine the enormous amount of living light, each photon itself is a living library within itself, moving up and down through your DNA, all through your body. The human body is going to become, and I've heard this from these different ETs saying that the human body is going to become this immaculate receiver, transmitter, and transducer of the most profound living light energetic. That is what the human body is capable of. But to get there, we've got all these systems that are going to come back on and start opening up again. And that's what we're doing. That's part of this ascension process. But I believe that this ascension process carries with it these amazing upliftments and massive shunts forward in evolution of what the human body itself is capable of. Because when the human body is capable of interacting with, receiving, transmitting, and transducing that level of energy, then it becomes a full and open seat for the massive and advanced energetics of your higher self. You can properly synergize. Now imagine having an experience in a human form with that level of capability in your human body. That is simply profound. There's no other word to describe it. And that is where my teams have shown me where humanity is going. But again, it all depends on our choices. It all depends on where we want to go. That option is open to us. And that is where they're excited to see if people want to choose this and take that road, because that is, and the other thing as well is that ability to sense energetics with such a profound spectrum of energetics that there are, the human body will be able to perceive things that are indescribable right now. I'm trying to pick my words very carefully here, but essentially, this is one of the things that I feel in my perspective gets these beautiful civilizations so excited, because humanity is a mix of profound components of different DNA packets from different advanced civilizations. Now, when they come together and they link up, you have access now. You can now synergize with the immaculate parts of each of these civilizations. You will have it in one package called the human body. And that in itself is another profundity, which is just really difficult to grasp how amazing that is. So a lot of people think about the human body almost like as if it's a bit of a drudgery. A lot of people in many circles think about meditating and also coming out of the body. I would say, no, your human body has the most profound potential in it, but it's just coming online. It's synergizing. It's going through the process. But what is the result of going through this is just unimaginable. It really is.
I can appreciate that there's so much of this is subjective in terms of how we apply ourselves and our choices to the work that is the opportunity that's at hand. I did pick up that there is something coming up in December though. You mentioned there is a
Yes.
wave of something that's emerging
Yes.
this December.
Yes.
Without spoiling too much of the mystery, what do you think is actually coming through for those of us that want to ride this wave? Yeah.
Yeah, it's I asked my teams that self. I had a conversation with Pam Gregory, and we've become good friends. And she asked that question as well, and the teams very cheekily said, "We're not spoiling the surprise," but let's go into it a little bit as much as I know. So yeah, the teeps came through, and what I call infinite source intelligence, which is the pure core intelligence within the Sacred Heart Center, and said that there is going to be this influx of this wave that's coming in around the beginning of December. This wave is my best feel on it, without getting direct information from them, because the reason why, and I must make this clear as well, I feel the reason why they say this is because they know humanity's need to grab hold of information about all the bits and nuts and bolts of things before it arrives. But they were saying one of the important things for people to do is to actually just have the experience without knowing too much ahead of time about what it is. Because the trouble with knowing too much is you get yourself ready, you start contracting, and almost you start trying to anticipate what's going to happen.
Brace,
and that,
even. Yeah.
Yes, that's a good word for it. You do brace yourself ready for it. Instead of just really openly relaxing and just letting the whole fireworks, set off as it should do. So I feel you actually get a much better feel for going through it. But what I would say is my feel is that it's going to be a profound upliftment in new directions and new ways, just really boosting these potentials forward. And I can't go into too much detail about what particular aspects of the potentials will be boosted. But they did talk of a series of waves that are going from this time at the beginning of December all the way through till the end of 2026. So this is going to be quite an elongated series of very powerful waves that are coming through. And they're saying it's for those who want to be receptive, who want to be open to it. You can simply, for those of you who are comfortable with communicating with your higher selves, or even if this is the first time for you, you can simply say to yourself, your higher self, I would love to be receptive to these waves. Please help me to synergize in the most fun, peaceful, effortless way. Very simple. That's all you have to do. Give it to your higher self, let your higher self take the reins and take care of business for you. And I found that's the most beautiful way because your higher self knows you inside and out. It knows the energetic spectral snapshot of your entire body. It knows what's best for you, when, how, and to what degree. So that's the best way to work. I've used that throughout my entire life since I started awakening. The higher self is ready and there waiting, but you must make the request, for a lot of these things, because it won't impinge your free will. Okay, so we have a personality, and that personality system is on it. So you, as part of our being and part of this experience, we have to start making the choices. Yes, I want to align with my higher self. I want to synergize with my higher self. I'd like my body to synergize with my higher self. Make those kinds of choices and make it your own. If you want to do different directions, make those choices if you wish to, but start learning to become really receptive and interacting with the core energy that is you, because that is, another way which will rapidly accelerate you, if that's your choice to do that.
Hey there, Inspired Evolutionary. If you absolutely loved this, well then here's a full conversation with this guest on the Inspired Evolution podcast. Check it out now.